Com and the Austin Comedy Film Festival Fall 2022 is coming up at the Austin Film Society Cinema. It'll be screening in November, and one of the films that'll be screening and has been nominated for the Best Comedy Film Award, which is the most competitive film and video category you can get in our festival. One of those films is Perfect Match, and we are joined by director Lynda Reiss. Hello, Lynda. How are you?
Hi, Michael. I'm great. Excited. Nomination. Yay.
You're nominated. You're screening number one. Like, people come down. No suspense. We just go right into it. You set the bar for the whole festival.
There you go. There you
go. Well, Lynda, thank you, number one, for sending us such a great film. You make the judges look good. When people are laughing and we hear that laughter, and we're sitting in the back of the theater hearing their reactions, we're really proud of the work that happens. We know people are going to love your film as much as we did. And thank you for coming. Really, thank you. I know times are tough in the world today, so for you to be attending, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited that I get to, because it's just, I had another film out in the circuit during COVID, and everything was virtual, and I really miss that, hanging out and watching movies in the theater and talking to people afterwards, and just being there in person. So, and I'm excited to come.
Thank you. What's your film about?
It's about a young woman who is looking for her soulmate and invites her friend over to help her search the internet for said soulmate. And that's as far as I will go, because
comedy ensues.
Comedy ensues.
So what motivated you to write this specific film?
I didn't write this one. But it came from the woman who wrote it, Jana Brown, and I we're writing another comedy feature right now. We were working on a drama that she'd written that I'm going to direct, and we were having script meeting on the drama, and something happened during that meeting, and I said, oh my God, that would make a great short. She told me a story, and I was like, that would make a great short. And so she wrote it overnight, and it was during, I think it was just before COVID, actually, because she's in Boston, so we do everything in Zoom. And it sat there, and it's very different than my other films. My first short was like a really dark comedy. My second short was pretty serious drama, and I tend to sit on that side of the fence. And this was much lighter, and I had it right before COVID. I'm like, I love it, but you know what? It's maybe too light for my next short. It's like, it's so different to the others. And then COVID happened, and we came out of COVID, and I was like, first of all, I haven't filmed anything, because I don't shoot either. So, I just yell action and take all the glory. But so I wasn't one of those people that made 15 films in their house over COVID. But one of the things that I realized talking to those people was like, I should try and think about making something in my house. So we came out of COVID, and I was like, I've got to shoot something. I need to like exercise that muscle that hasn't worked for 18 months. And what am I going to do? And I started to look around, and I'm like, nobody wants anything dark right now. People just want something light and amusing. And I'm like, oh my God, Perfect Match. And I looked at Perfect Match, and I'm like, I can shoot it in my living room. And I just sat and I thought, okay, it's going to be an exercise in minimalism. And I knew the actors who I was going to put in it right out the gate. And we were a cast and crew of 8 in total. And then in post, I had a sound and colorist. So we went up to 10 total on the cards. But I was like, practical lights, everything else. I just want to do it. I want to be that filmmaker that goes, I made my movie for really cheap in my living room, rather than, yeah, I built sets and we went out to the desert for 5 days and I had trucks and all sorts of stuff, I mean, that's awesome. But I was like, I need to be able to do that too. And I made it. And so it was this sort of like exercising a lot of things. One of the Regina, who plays Regina Melzer, who plays one of the characters. It's just fantastic comedic timing, and she's been trying to break it for years. She should be a season regular somewhere. And so I finished the film, and I wasn't really going to send it out much. I was going to send it to a couple of places, and then I showed it to a bunch of people I know at my house one night, and people, I mean, like, absolutely loved it. Cracked up, thought it was hysterically funny, really enjoyed it. And I'm like, I should just start sending it to all these comedy fests,
You
to
should,
see,
yeah.
and we've been being programmed, all over, which is great. And it's short too. It's a great little, like, okay, here's a really light comedy to put in between the really dark comedies if you're doing that kind of block, So we're getting a lot of selections, and I'm really happy how it turned out. I'm really happy that we did it, and it was really fun. And Regina especially is getting a lot of attention, and so she's really excited. She's really excited. So she just won her first Best Actress a couple of weeks ago at a festival, and she was just beyond the pale,
She's talented and got a lot of marks for that. It's competitive, but she got marks for that in our festival too. Definitely got mentions, and talent is talent. You never know where the talent's going to end up.
Right, exactly. And I think too, it's been been a big boost for her, like, confidence, and I'm like, call up your agent, start waving some certificates in his face and go,
for sure,
get me gigs now. So
I'd love to have her on for
I'd
love to have her on for an interview.
Oh, she would love it. She would love it. Yeah, I'll hook you up after. I'll send emails to both of you, and you can talk to her. She's a delight. She is.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing next?
Oh man, I am.
Other than a massive road trip or a massive.
Oh well, I'm all over the place in the next month. We're going to the Mystic Film Festival. We're going to Dallas. We're coming to see you. The Austin, to see you for the Comedy Festival in Austin, and then to the Austin Film Festival. And so we're and we're screening in Atlanta, and Regina's going to go to Atlanta. So we're all over the place there. I have just had a big, I sent all my stuff in directing stuff to some people who were looking, who'd put out like the word from some people I know that they had some projects they wanted to package, and they were looking for female directors, and I just kind of got signed up for 2 big things yesterday. So that was I just was all in a daze all day yesterday, which was really exciting. And we're writing a comedy feature which people will absolutely adore. So that's in the works, and yeah.
Well, sounds like a full slate. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Lots of irons in the fire, as they say.
Well, thanks for taking the time to join us. Again, we're excited to have you. We're excited to showcase your film just all around. It's going to be a fun time, and I hope you enjoy all these Texas roads. It sounds like you're going to be getting.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be. Somebody was like, "That looks like a really long way," and I'm like, "Did you look at that road? It goes like this."
Yeah. And if you're driving from Austin to Dallas, you can stop at Buc-ee's, which is like this gigantic gas station where you can buy anything, any snack, any drink you can think of. You can buy hunting equipment, get yourself a gun. You can get
awesome. Awesome. I'm excited about that.
You get some popcorn, some cotton candy, a revolver, a lawnmower. Yeah. It's just great. It's just
nothing, American, man.
I know it. Nothing's more Texas. You get your deer feed. You can get an inner tube, so you can get in the lazy river. I mean, they got these gigantic bathrooms. You can take showers. I mean, Buc-ee's is just like silly. It says buses welcome, so you can imagine
Oh
When you
man.
drive in, it's just a mad. It's like an attraction in itself. But Texas is Texas, and
Yeah,
you're gonna.
yeah. No, I've only been a couple of times, and I did one Houston to Dallas, I think, once. And I just was, especially coming from California, where you get, it's like, okay, I'm going, and it says it's 5 miles, it's going to take me an hour and a half. It's like, to be able to get out and just drive like straight. I'm like, I hope my rental car has cruise control, because I have a heavy foot. It's really, I don't want to mess with the Texas State Troopers. Thanks very
No,
much.
you don't. You don't.
No, no, no.
You don't. But I think the speed limit is like 75 most of the way. So I think you'll be all
That'll
right.
be enough. That'll be enough. It won't be, it's not going to be a big car. Be
Yeah,
lucky if it
it's
gets to
plenty.
75.
It's plenty. If you're doing more than that, that means you're probably young with no kids and you don't care. But
Right.
it's you pretty much get anywhere in Texas pretty fast. I'll never forget jumping in the car one time at a shoot in Dallas, and I had the little Garmin GPS, you just stick up in your window, and it's like, turn left in 179 miles. It's like, thanks for
Right.
letting me know.
Okay. Don't remind me at like 100 and then 25. Oh, fuck, I missed it.
Yeah, exactly. You can.
Oh, God.
Texas is great, and we love that. We have obviously a festival in Austin and in Houston, and they're very, very, very different. Very different cities, very different judges, very different people. And from the outside looking in, if you're in London or something, you're like, "What's the difference between Austin and Houston?" They're right there. Trust me, it's very different. But you're coming, and you're going to get to see all these festivals and do the circuit, and obviously do festivals that aren't even ours. And we don't really have competition. We just kind of do our thing and have fun. And
Yeah. I mean, I just, I love, again, one of the reasons I like to come is I like to support, because if the festivals, not the crazy top tier, but the great second tier festivals go away, then we filmmakers don't have anywhere to go show our toys off,
Exactly.
So I like to support, and go whenever I can.
Thank you. Thank you
Just
for that.
because I think it's really cool. I love, and I love meeting all the filmmakers.
It's fun. I think you'll like, especially Austin comedy just has a vibe, and we don't have features for a reason, because we want to show a ton of stuff. We don't slap a couple of shorts onto a feature screening. It's
Yeah.
all short screenings, and so you sit there and you're like, sometimes you'll watch 3 films in a row that are 2.5 minutes a piece, and you're cracking up, still thinking about the first one you just watched. And it's really different, and everyone's there for fun, and everyone there is talking about going into a feature, talking about starting a feature, looking for funding for a feature, and
Right.
I think you'll like the culture of it all, and we'll give you that one day experience, and I promise we won't charge you 3 figures for a badge. You can come on down and have fun. So
Yeah.
hey, thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye.